Welcome in everyone, I'm SquishableMoon, your shooting star with the ranch addiction and fewer brain cells than the common garden snail. And welcome back to my channel. Don't think I forgot about My Little Pony content, because as much as I love making other types of content, My Little Pony will always have a special place in my heart. And I know a lot of you are here because of my series Forgotten Mark Syndrome, so don't worry about that. I will be making more Forgotten Mark Syndrome content in the future. Just remember that I do want to make other content as well for other fandoms. With that being said, yes, we are going to be doing another My Little Pony video, and I'm actually going to be taking inspiration from a comment that one of you guys left on a video and using that to make this video. Remember, if you want me to make some kind of YouTube video or you want to see certain content from me, all you have to do is leave a comment below and ask, because if it strikes my fancy, of course I'm going to make it. I love taking suggestions from other people and making the kind of content that makes us both happy. Today I am going to be talking about a next generation type pony, especially next generation OCs that I have based off of the main characters of the show, and of course some side characters. Now, originally this actually was going to be my first My Little Pony video on my channel. I had made it months ago when I had first started YouTube and started making YouTube videos. But unfortunately, my computer had broken down because a part had gone out and I had to put this video on hold because I had lost all of my speed draws. If any of you know about losing all of your speed draws and all of your content on your computer, you know just how much it can suck because you lose so much work. The first character I decided to go with was Muffins and Dr. Whooves. As we all know, Muffins, also known as Derpy, has been one of my favorite ponies since I watched My Little Pony Friendship is Magic generation. Something about her quirky, cute, adorable personality and her little derpy eyes really made me fall in love with her. Her personality was so adorable, she was so clumsy, and I honestly still love Muffins to this day, and I love her color palette. And of course, I am just like everyone else, I still ship Muffins with Dr. Whooves because I love Dr. Whooves. And I love that their ship reminds me of Rose and the Doctor from the first season of Doctor Who. If you guys don't know, I am a ginormous Doctor Who fan, and I have been watching it forever. My favorite episode is Silence in the Library. If you've seen Doctor Who, please let me know in the comments what your favorite Doctor is and maybe what your favorite episode is. I would love to know. I think in the future I might make a video on Doctor Who, so if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you can see further content like that in the future. I'm going to be using My Little Pony bases because I am a very lazy person when it comes to making ponies, and I like using pre-existing bases because it can also show that anyone, regardless of skill level, can make a pony of your dreams. All the bases will be credited in the comments, of course. I will make sure to link every base that I use, so that way if you want to make your own character with a base that I used, all you have to do is download it for yourself and credit whoever made it. So, for Muffins and Dr. Whooves, I ended up making them a daughter who looks a lot more like Muffins than Dr. Who. But she does have a little bit of the color palette and hair from Dr. Whooves. But mostly she looks like Muffins because I love Muffins. I did end up naming her PushPop because I thought that was an adorable name. I was considering calling her Bubbles because I think that would also be a really fitting name, but I think PushPop is a good name, so I'll be making Bubbles her nickname. My idea for her was kind of like a tweeting bird. I knew I really wanted a fast and ditzy type character, kind of like her mother, but instead of being clumsy, she's actually really good at flying. She takes after her father a little bit in the fact that she loves to explore new places and help new people solving mysteries. Her wings are going to look very similar to that of a bird. That's why I added the markings there, so she'd look like a little tweeting bird. I really love that aspect of her design. I did give her some markings on her legs to simulate bubbles, similar to how Muffins has bubbles as her cutie mark. I think it was really fitting, and I really love that detail about her. She's probably going to be my favorite pony forever, and I really love that I could make a daughter for her. The second child that I'm going to be doing is based off of Starlight, Glimmer, and Trixie. I love Starlight Glimmer. I cannot tell you how much I loved her redemption arc when she was first put into the show. I really think they did a great job putting Starlight in the show, and I really like how they handled it. I do wish that they took a little bit longer to reform her, but I still really like her regardless. It's not necessarily unique to make a villain a hero, but I always really like the trope of the villain becoming the hero. Though, to be fair, I think Trixie was also a villain who became a hero, and I think that's another reason I like their ship. I feel like Trixie kind of got off a little bit easier than Starlight did, but Starlight was really trying to go at it. She was stealing people's cutie marks, so I guess it makes sense that maybe Trixie got off a little bit easier because she wasn't as crazy as Starlight was. But I think because Trixie and Starlight have a very similar past, that makes sense as to why they would become such good friends. Starlight had friends like Twilight, who is the friendship, you know, the princess of friendship. It makes sense that she would get off a little bit easier because she had other people on her side. But I think between Trixie and Starlight, they'd have a very interesting child, and I think they would have a very intelligent child that's really good at magic and sort of similar to Twilight Sparkle. Because of how good at magic Starlight is, and how I guess bad at magic Trixie is, I had a hard time picking between them. I guess I could have made her average at magic, but I really wanted her to be good at magic. So she is going to be the star student at the School of Magic, and she's going to be enrolled in the School of Friendship because she's actually really bad at making friends. I ended up naming her Twyla Twinkle. She is very, very shy and very introverted. She has a hard time speaking up for herself and very hard speaking up for other people. Similar to Twilight, she loves reading and she loves magical books. And similar to that of Starlight, she is really good at performing spells, but doesn't like to show off that much. Although she is introverted, she can be quite chatty to her parents because they're the only people she feels comfortable enough to rant and rave about all the books she's been reading. Because she is so good at magic, she often helps Trixie in her magical arts and often helps her with her own magic. I gave her a very shy looking hairstyle while keeping it looking like the parents. I also gave her some big adorable reading glasses because I thought it would be so cute to have glasses on her. The third pair of characters we're going to be doing is RainbowDash and AppleJack. So as we all know, in My Little Pony, when it unfortunately came to an end, we did get to see a lot of, I guess, canon couples or couples becoming canon relationship partners. And RainbowDash and AppleJack were one of them. I did find out it is different in the My Little Pony series for Equestria girls, that RainbowDash and AppleJack don't get together in that one, and that AppleJack and Rarity are actually together, which I thought was really interesting. But I'm going to be doing RainbowDash and AppleJack because they are a canon couple in the My Little Pony universe. And I really do think they are cute together. I do have to say I'm a bigger AppleJack and Rarity shipper than I am for RainbowDash and AppleJack. Mainly because I think their relationship is a bit adorable, but I think RainbowDash and AppleJack's relationship makes a lot more sense. I think they have a lot more in common, and I think they're really good for each other. I think they're the kind of couple that would be a power couple and always trying to outdo each other or trying to be the best selves that they can be, which is a really good aspect to have in a relationship, especially since RainbowDash and AppleJack are both really stubborn ponies. And because they are really stubborn ponies, I gave them twins, because what's harder than raising one child? Raising two children. The two children I ended up naming Zap Apple and Honeycrisp. I think these names have been used 1,000 times over, but I'm still going to use them because they're adorable and cute. So I'm going to make them for my characters. We are going to be starting with the older of the two siblings, which is Honeycrisp. She looks quite a bit like AppleJack, having a blue body, but having more of an AppleJack hairstyle. She also takes after RainbowDash, although she is not a Pegasi, she is an Earth Pony. She is very fast and very strong at doing her chores, and is very good at sports. I mean, mega good at sports. She's going to have a more rough and tumble type personality, a lot more like AppleJack, and is going to be the type of girl that when the going gets tough, she gets tougher. Her sister, on the other hand, the younger of the two, Zap Apple, although she is a Pegasus pony, she doesn't really take after RainbowDash very much, though with her looks you think that she'd be RainbowDash's twin. She doesn't like to get dirty and quite likes fashion quite a bit, a lot of how you would imagine Rarity's child to be. She's also a bit bossy and a bit stuck up at times. I think this would cause a really interesting dynamic in the family because RainbowDash would obviously be trying to turn the Pegasi, Zap Apple, into a Wonderbolt or trying to get her into Wonderbolt training, but I don't think Zap Apple would want that. This would also cause a rift with her other child because she would be feeling neglected, not getting as much attention because she's not a Pegasi pony. My fourth pair of characters is Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich, and boy howdy, I had to make them one of the most adorable freaking characters known to man because they are just an adorable freaking couple, I swear. Because these two are all about partying and making parties, you know I had to make them a child that was just as much into partying as they were. I feel like Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich are that couple that everyone expected to be together and just does get together. Like, let's be honest. So we all watched that episode where Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich were at each other's throats. Everyone and their horse shipped them together. Even though they were at each other's throats, obviously, the whole episode, we knew that they were going to get together and be a thing. And even more so in the episode where Pinkie had to help him get his laugh and smile back. Let's be honest, they were meant to be together. They are the perfect couple. She and Cheese Sandwich are literally made for each other, and I hope I'm not going to disappoint, but I came up with the character, Party Popper. And of course, if I had to pick a cutie mark for her, it would be a party cannon. I really wanted this character to remind me of Pinkie Pie's essence, to be full of love, to be full of life, and to like nothing more than to be a fluffy, adorable baby pony and love parties. So of course, I gave her the biggest, poofiest, rainbowest hair that I could, and I really love her design. I feel like it really captures Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich's essence in a lot of ways. I think it really just shows just how fun and inviting she is. Now, I had a hard time picking exactly what I wanted this character to be like. I knew I wanted her to have a bubbly and adorable personality for partying, similar to Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich, but I wanted something else to make her unique. So not only does she throw parties for special occasions, but she is also well known for throwing parties or get-togethers for not so great situations. We all know that there are some parties that are for divorces or maybe miscarriages or death. So she's also going to be in charge of getting those together and making sure everyone, you know, is having the best time that they could, remembering the life of a loved one or whatever that occasion may call for. I think it's really important to celebrate the sad moments just as much as it is to celebrate the happy moments, because happy and sad go hand in hand, or in this case, hoof and hoof. Now, the fifth pairing of characters you guys are going to absolutely love, and I know you will because the characters I'm picking is Fluttershy and Discord, which is a fan favorite on my channel. Of course it is, because who doesn't love Fluttershy and who doesn't love the ship of Fluttercord? They have such a good relationship. I love that they became basically canon at the end of the show, but I, of all people, did not like their ship to begin with. And in fact, I hated Discord when he was first introduced. I thought he was really, really annoying, and the way he just acts all the time got under my skin. But he has started to grow on me as the seasons progressed, and I got to see more of his personality and just how much he cared about Fluttershy. Though, it's debatable whether or not he cares for the other ponies, but at least he cares about Fluttershy enough to at least help them a little bit. I did end up making two different designs, so I gave them two children, but I actually have another design in the works for her. So just imagine that at this time, Fluttershy is pregnant with a third child. So whenever I finish that, I'll post it to my Twitter of all places. So we're gonna start with the youngest, and we're gonna start with Sunny Breeze. Now, despite her name, she is actually a bat pony who doesn't really fit her name. I wanted there to be a bat pony in their children because Flutterbat. I love that episode, and I love Fluttershy, and I love that she is still part bat. By the way, I have not read the comics yet, so don't spoil anything for me. I plan to read them eventually, but today is not that day, so if there's lore for bat ponies, don't tell me. So Sunny is a bat pony and she is quite pessimistic. I feel like she is not very cheerful as a character and takes more after Discord than Fluttershy. She wants to stir up trouble and she likes playing tricks on others, and that's what she finds enjoyment in. I really like her design. I think it's really unique using the brown and tinted pink hue for when Fluttershy was a bat. I really wanted to add something to her design to make her unique. So I don't use brown often, but I felt like it made her a little bit more unique in a way. I don't see a lot of brown ponies. The other child, who is also the older child, is named Dilly Dally and is my favorite of the two children so far. I absolutely adore how she came out. I really wanted a character that was a Draconequus because I absolutely love the idea of the species. I really think it's cute and I wanted to know more about it. Discord, despite being an annoying bratty jerk most of the time, has a really interesting story and I want to know more about his lore. Where he came from, what his powers are, how did he get his powers, where are his parents. I just want to know more about him in general. So I really wanted to have a character that looks similar to him, and I think he would like it too. So I'm not very good at making Draconequus characters, so I googled some Draconequus characters and a lot of them were really cool. A lot of them looked a lot like Discord, but I ended up making an Alicorn Princess OC for their child that was a Draconequus. Not only do I think it would be interesting if an Alicorn was born to a non-Alicorn couple, but if it was a non-pony species or half-pony species, so that way it could unite all of the kingdoms together. She is also a very sweet pony. She's very nice. She likes to help children. She likes to help animals, and I feel like she would make an amazing ruler. So the sixth pairing and the last pairing I'm going to be doing for this video is Twilight and Flash Sentry. This is a very basic ship that I have seen honestly going around so freaking much that it's crazy. So many people have OCs for this ship as well, so mine probably isn't going to be super unique. But I thought it was still something I wanted to make, so I went ahead and did it. I don't know a lot about this ship, only that I saw it in Equestria Girls, so I just knew that they had a crush on him. Well, Twilight had a crush on him, at least in that universe. And I think it would be interesting if maybe the crush also carried into the pony universe as well, and she got with Flash Sentry in that universe. I do really like that Flash Sentry's design. I think it goes well with Twilight's colors. I feel like they both contrast really well when they're standing next to each other, so I think it would be interesting to make them a child. So the character I ended up making is their son, called Evening Glow. At first, I really couldn't decide whether I wanted him to be purple or if I wanted him to be orange like his dad. So I ended up making two different versions that you'll see at the end of the video. I did end up giving him kind of curly hair similar to that of Rarity that covers one of his eyes. I think it would be interesting if maybe he was a little bit more shy, a little bit more reserved, kind of similar to how Twilight was before she made friends. And I also couldn't decide whether I wanted to make him an Alicorn or just a normal unicorn. I think it could be interesting if he was born an Alicorn like Flurry Heart, but I also think it would be interesting because if he was born an Alicorn, he'd be the first male Alicorn. I like to think that maybe he could be the next ruler for the ponies. I know that usually they're all princesses, but I think it would be interesting if he was the first prince. I also think it would be an interesting dynamic of him trying to live up to Twilight's legacy because she is the princess of friendship. Maybe he's worried about living up and being just a good ruler like she is. But yeah, what do you guys think of my next generation ponies? I can't believe it took me so long to be making this video. I have been wanting to make it again for so long, but your girl is just tired all the time and it's hard for me to make constant videos. But thank you guys so much for leaving such nice comments on my videos. It really does help me get the power and motivation to make more videos. I plan on making more My Little Pony content, Owl House content, Gravity Falls content, and even more AUs. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure to like and subscribe because I plan on making more videos and having more free art giveaways or even merch giveaways. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all your dreams come true. Bye bye.